Hello, fabulous superstar Sagittarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of June 2018, looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What an amazing month it is. We do have an active sky, and for you, well, you're coming into this month with the activity, okay? And that is because late last month, we had a full moon in your sign. So I talked all about it before, but look, I just want to mention that you are coming into this month with a sense of clarity about yourself on the one hand, but on the other hand, a sense of wanting to honor what it is that your heart truly wants. That is very much on the surface in the first days as you are starting this month. It is as we move further towards the middle of the month that we are going to have a new moon, and this new moon is going to happen in your opposite sign. And this is where late last month, early this month, all of that self-reflection, self-understanding, all of that clarity into who you are and what matters to you most and what matters to you first, it lends itself to a fresh beginning, a new start where it comes to partnerships of all kinds and relationships as well. The thing is, though, this particular new moon is going to be speaking with Neptune. Now, this is a conversation that astrologers call a square. It is a conversation of some tension. And so I feel as I look at this that really for a lot of us out there, it'll feel like for a quick minute, we step back into a Mercury retrograde season. Like it really is just going to feel like that. And then we'll be okay. And on the other hand, for you, because this is happening in your opposite sign, it makes this lunar event, on the one hand, more personally relevant to you, but it means also that this Mercury retrograde energy, well, it's going to feel like it's happening where it comes to your relationships. If you are someone who is open to meeting someone new, I see this energy working out a couple different ways. It could be that you do retro, right? Meaning that you do connect with somebody that you are connected to in the past. The thing is, because of this particular type of energy, I just want you to be mindful, whether it's a reconnection, whether it's someone new, it's possible that things aren't necessarily very clear right away. And that's okay. You know, that's part of the journey towards greater love than you've known before. Always involves a sense of seeing things more optimistically and also becoming more aware of your own fears, your own desires, your own beliefs, where it comes to your readiness and your worthiness to love. That is part of the journey towards love, and that includes romantic love as well. And that's what I mean, you know, when I say to see yourself more clearly as reflected in the eyes of another. That's really what I mean, is that you get to see your own reactions. You get to see yourself a little bit from the outside, but also from within, and look at your experiences and look at your emotions. And that way you actually learn from a given moment, whether that moment lasts exactly that, just one moment, or a little bit longer, or a whole lot longer. It is ultimately these other people that we attract into our lives that are meant to help us to become more aware of ourselves and become more aware of how it is and where it is that we can move ourselves towards greater love than we've known before. Well, when you've got a new moon in your opposite sign, one thing is for sure, someone new does show up, okay? So someone new is going to show up to help you to understand yourself more deeply and see yourself a little bit more clearly. But as I said, the clarity, maybe not there as much, and that really is okay. It could really be your interpretations and your perceptions. Like I said, it's the most natural thing. It happens. But the other thing you want to be a little bit mindful of with this energy, to be very frank with you, you know, sometimes people, they're communicating something and they don't realize that maybe they don't have the right information, or maybe they are projecting something that they don't mean to, or they're giving an impression that they don't mean to. But sometimes people really know that they're not giving the right information, and they know that they are consciously projecting something that may not necessarily reflect something more sincere within them. So that is something you are going to want to keep in mind. Now, how do you navigate that? Well, ultimately, you keep the focus on yourself on the one hand. You strive to be patient with yourself and with others, and you trust a process. You give it time. That's really it. So when it feels like, oh my God, so much is happening right here in this moment, what feels right for you in that moment, right? Because if you do what's right for you in a given moment without attachments to a future, then that is when you're truly able to make your choices that truly are your own and make your choices consciously. But if it is that, you're having a moment, but you're actually thinking about like 10 steps ahead, what you're hoping and, imagining something 2 years down the road, well, that's an invitation to step back and say, okay, I'm having a lot of expectations here. A lot of things are kicking up for me. Let's pace ourselves. Let's see how it is that this progresses or goes. And of course, it's always up to you to decide the pace that is right for you. Now, if you are someone who is in an established bond, this is also going to represent an important time. Ultimately, a new moon in your opposite sign in an established bond is a chance to begin again. Now, whether it is that you are beginning again with your partner, the most likely scenario, whether it is you're beginning again in different ways, whether it's with a business partner or really not wanting to continue with this particular person, that can sometimes happen with this energy. But more often when we have a new moon in our opposite sign, there's a sense of a fresh perspective and wanting this to work and feeling a sense of openness to what it is that your partnership could be. How is it that it could evolve? Now, again, we've got this Neptunian energy that can be a little bit not grounded. Okay. So the thing is though, even with that, remember, this isn't Uranus. Okay. So what I mean by that is Uranus is surprises. Uranus comes out of nowhere. Uranus sort of says, wow, you didn't see that coming. You didn't see me coming, did you? That's the Uranian energy. This is not Uranus. This is Neptune. So it's hidden in a sense, but it's there. It's under the surface. And so this isn't something, whatever develops between you and your partner isn't like something that comes out of left field or comes out of nowhere. It isn't going to be like that, but rather it's going to be like maybe a little bit confusing, maybe wondering what it is your partner's really trying to say. What is it that they're really trying to do? Maybe they don't even know. Maybe it is that they're having all kinds of hopes and wishes and anticipations and things that they're telling you that they want to happen and they're going to make happen. And then you're like, okay, this doesn't feel very grounded. It doesn't seem like it's coming from a place of actually having a tangible plan. Now, ultimately, what happens with your partner in some way is reflecting what's happening with you, and how it is you address it is how it is that the two of you move forward. The main thing to remember here is to be mindful of ensuring that whatever it is your partner is doing, you're not killing a dream. That's the one part. But the other part is, of course, that you're ensuring that your partner is going to be okay, that they're not putting themselves in a position to have losses or anything like that, or huge disappointments or anything like that. And so how do you do that? Well, if they're coming at you with a big dream that they have going on for them, well, then you nurture the dream, but you let them know that that dream isn't just about one particular moment or one particular opportunity. I am very much of the belief that opportunity is in abundance. They say opportunity only knocks once. No, that is not true at all. There are endless opportunities. The universe is abundant, and what is for you will find its way to you. And who it is for you will find a way to you to help you along your path and to help you shine and flourish and all of those things. You can trust that about the universe, you can trust that about yourself, and you can trust that about your life. So where it is that your partner may need a little reminder of these spiritual truths, you may very well be there to provide that sacred reminder. And this can end up being very supportive indeed. Now, remember, of course, with Neptune speaking to this particular new moon, there may be a sense of some, wishing that you had more control over this than you actually do. There may be also some sense of, oh, I wish my partner was a little smarter about that, or they hadn't made a particular decision. But again, at the end of the day, your partner is going to walk their own path. They're going to do what it is that they need to do as part of their spiritual learning. And the best relationships are those that facilitate each other's spiritual growth. And really the best role that you can take right now is to be an inspired and safe place for your partner, if it is that this energy is working out in that particular way. On the other hand, though, this could just be your partner being lazy or, smoking too much pot. If that is the story of your relationship, then that is one way that this energy might manifest. And then, of course, it's always up to you to decide, what is it that you want to say? How do you want to address this energy? Is it worth addressing? Well, that is in light of your unique circumstances. As we get to the second part of the month, late in the month, we are going to have a full moon. Now, this full moon is happening in the sign just after yours, and it's a powerful full moon. Now, normally full moons represent completion or culmination or a sense of things coming full circle. This full moon is happening hand in hand with Saturn, which also denotes rewards, but they are earned rewards at that. And there tends to be a sense of some finality at this time as well, but it feels right. And it feels like ultimately a finality that can ground you as well. Remember, the key here is that anything that is gained at this time because of Saturn's involvement comes as a result of you having already put in the time. You've already given of yourself, you've sacrificed, you've put in the time, you've laid the groundwork, and now this is how it is that the universe is able to reap in accordance to what it is that you have given. So this is happening in a part of the sky for you that has to do with money you spend and money that you earn. And so for some of you, this can be a time of a increase in responsibilities that comes along with an increase in money. For others of you, it's going to be a sense of feeling that you don't want to keep doing what you're doing to make money anymore. You want to do something else, that you're ready to go on a different journey where it comes to earning money. Now, what tends to happen and how that sort of aligns is that you come to appreciate that you're okay. Like whatever it was making you feel like you had to keep pushing or doing or whatever, it's relaxed enough that you now can consider, okay, Saturn's going to be in this part of my sky for however much longer, right? Has been here since late last year and will be here for the better part of a total of almost 3 years. So how are you going to use this energy? How are you going to use this energy in the ways that I spoke about in the Saturn special horoscope and the Saturn and Capricorn overview that you can watch on my YouTube channel? Now, how are you going to use this energy in a way that ultimately ensures a strong and stable financial future for yourself? Well, you are going to get a chance to see that now, to glimpse that now, and to make a choice from that place. And for others of you, it's going to be a desire to really root your financial prosperity from a place of wanting to do something that is meaningful to you, wanting to do something that is worth being successful at, and wanting to actually do something that will add stability to the bigger picture of your life. For some of you, this means tangible opportunity may very well come your way that lets you know how it is that the universe wants you to use this better part of the next 3 years, Saturn and Capricorn energy. How is it and where is it that the universe wants to lead you towards greater prosperity? Where is it that you are ready to make sacrifices, knowing that your future will be that much brighter for the sacrifices you make today, which is part of what Saturn is about as well? Well, you will get insight into that. You will glimpse that and find your way forward. Now, if all of this wasn't enough, okay, Mars officially goes retro this month, just a couple of days before that full moon, right around the 26th of June. So this is really big news, right? This is a peak moment as part of the larger Mars retrograde season. And I spoke about that in the Mars retrograde special on YouTube and on my website as well, for the superstars as well. Well, with Mars going retro, this month, it is important for you to watch the last week of the month in particular. The themes that arise now, especially themes having to do with things like your neighborhood, having to do with siblings, cousins, and neighbors, and having to do with ultimately your communication and your expression and what you have to say. Well, the themes that arise now, you will be returning to and bringing full circle in its own way and bringing to a close in its own way as well later on in the weeks and months ahead. But particularly this point of the last week of June, you will be returning to once we get into October. Now, of course, I'll be here to talk about it as we go along. And of course, there are already special horoscopes, but again, I'm here to talk about it every step of the way. It is important to pay attention now, and especially pay attention to what you're talking about. What are you speaking about? What communications are finding you? Is it that someone wants to make a deal with you, wants to make an agreement with you, wants to sign a contract with you? Be mindful, especially with Mars retro in this part of the sky. Well, there may be some dynamics underneath there that maybe need a little bit of time to flesh out before you're fully ready to sign on the dotted line. What I do love about this month for you, though, I must say, is that you learn a lot about love. And one thing that you learn about love is that, love is one of those things that you're constantly growing towards and becoming more of over the course of this lifetime. Well, what are the different ways in which that shows up for you will start to be revealed to you more fully now. And in the process, the wonderful thing and the larger energy we have happening, of course, is going to help you to find your voice in powerful ways. Well, thank you so much for watching. I'm so grateful for it. You can get a video like this each and every week by logging on to astrofabulous.com or nadiyashah.com. Sign up to be one of my superstars. Superstars get expanded, exclusive video scopes every week. They get unlimited access to special horoscopes and so much more. All of this in the superstar space. And of course, special horoscopes, all kinds of special horoscopes are on my website, nadiyashah.com. I look forward to meeting you there. Well, thank you again. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.